5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And it's live.
This is Leicester Till I Die TV. Watch and subscribe on YouTube and listen on your podcast platform.
Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, good night, good day, goodbye, hello. Wherever you are in the world, one of those will apply to you. This is LTiDtv from Leicester Till I Die. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the waiting. Slight delay in going live tonight, because you know what I find? That if you're going to do a show, actually pressing live helps. And I was stood here doing this intro. Well, I was sat here doing this intro and realised I hadn't pressed the go live button. My age. I'll blame it's my age. Thank you for joining us. If you are live on YouTube, welcome along. Please get your comments in the chat side, and it will appear in the bottom as you will see here. If you are watching on catch up, add your comments in below. Always pleased to see them. And whichever way you're doing it, smash the likes button. If you're new, subscribe. And if you are wish to do so, you can become a member for $1.99. So like, subscribe, and you can also click that notification bell so you never miss another show. It's very easy to do, and it's all free of charge. And if you're listening via your favourite podcast platform, thank you very much for lending me your ears. I've just seen one of the comments come up there. Today's show title is horrifying. Yes, it is. But we have to accept it. I love the fact that we've been talking about this for a while. Yes, he did sign the contract that he did. But I love the fact that people on social media are very, very good. No, he's not. He will leave at some point, and this, I think, makes very interesting reading because of the way that it happens. Going to get me guest in now. Wandering Wayne, because he went off to get a drink, came back, and then went off again. But he's back now. Let's get going, and let's talk Leicester. Oh, look at that reverse mole. Good evening, Wandering Wayne. How are you doing?
Evening, Chris. Sorry, I was just going off to get my pint of, not Thatcher's, but organic whole milk.
Oh, my God. You're an organic person, are you? Hey, you used to be the Milky Bar kid.
I dreamed of it. We all dreamed of being the Milky Bar kid, didn't we, Chris?
Yes, we did. I don't remember the words. Look, everybody is going a little bit mad on about this on my posts advertising the show. We cannot be sure. We cannot say anybody is not going to be leaving at some point in the career. I'm organic. No, I had to double read that then. Should have gone to Specsavers. Probably because of that reason why I do need to go to Specsavers. Look, at the moment, it's a fire sale. I think, if somebody comes in for the right price, then they will go. This is interesting And it's been reported by a Spanish news outlet, and I'm going to murder this now. Fijages, probably
Hey,
not like that at all. Fijages, Fijages, who are saying that he will be moving. That Real Madrid and Barcelona are interested in him, they're offering to sign him. Oh, and then obviously these are all rumours at the moment. They're offering to sign him when he becomes 18. So putting an offer in for him and saying, right, you can have him for 2 years, you develop him, but we want him when he turns 18. A very, I've never seen anything like that, but there's no reason why that wouldn't happen.
no, and to be honest, Chris, all these, I mean, the grandson, he played for Derby, Lincoln, and all these clubs, they're all got the tabs on everybody. They've been down to watch Monga before. And it's like Del Boy would put a cheeky bid in. It's just like a Del Boy cheeky bid, isn't it? You know what I mean?
Yes. But, I mean, you would know, I don't know when you would get less, the money out of them, probably not until he goes for safety reasons and injury reason. But this Fahages state that scouts from both clubs, that's Barcelona and Real Madrid, had eyes on Monga in academy matches, but his breakthrough has accelerated their interest. As such, there is a desire to reach an agreement that would take him to Spain when he turns 18. Now, if they've been watching him that long, and I'm just looking at this, look, these are big clubs. They've got scouts all over the world, and let's be honest with you, Monga's been spoken about now for a good year or so.
Yeah.
And, same with Alves and Baybrook. These clubs, they're going to have local scouts, and they're going to say, get down and have a look at him. And let's be honest with you, they're only going to be saying good things.
Yeah, did you have Rob Tanner on? And he said basically that the scouts used to go down to Seagrave and ask if Monga was playing. If he wasn't playing, they'd leave. Basically. They're only, from Barcelona and the top clubs, they were only interested in seeing what Monga had got to offer.
And you can understand that. Well, let's just have a look a bit more at this information. Leicester City have known for, which is the headline, Leicester City starlet Jeremy Monga courted by Spanish elite. Leicester City will have known for some time that they have a real prospect on their hands in teenage winger Monga, especially if they watch this channel, because obviously you've been, shouting how good he is, quite rightly, for a while, look, recent games, he put certain players to shame. He had been impressing in the under-18s and under-21 side before making his break into the Foxes' first team under, I can't say it, I'm going to have to, Ruud van Nistelrooy, last season. Monga became the second youngest Premier League player when he came off the bench against Newcastle, aged just 15 and 271 days. And he's just become he's just become the youngest player to ever score in the Championship, taking that title off Jude Bellingham, and which is not a bad title to have, let's be honest with you.
Not too shabby, is it, Chris?
Not too shabby at all, no. And let's be honest with you, he's, look at Jude Bellingham's career. Where did that go? I mean, nobody had heard of him until he'd actually been taken over to Germany and did well there. And, of course, he's also the youngest ever goal scorer for Leicester City.
Yeah, it's interesting, that trajectory of I was talking to my brother today after work, and we were saying so many young, like even Tom mentioned about Chowdhury. Barca was sniffing around Chowdhury when he was 15. He's got the you're right, Jack. Yeah, he's got the, so all these trajectories, these young players, it's interesting the path they choose. Like some players go to Germany, Borussia Dortmund, which brings people on. Others languish in Chelsea, Liverpool. It's like the under-21s last night, they beat Liverpool 4-2. Evans playing, Aluko back from injury playing, really good games. So it's where do these players now and their support group and family, how do they plot their course into playing professional football? Because Alves and Braybrook have found it really difficult, haven't they? That's the thing, isn't it? It's like Monga. So I think Monga staying at Leicester will be a good thing, because like when Liverpool signed Trainione, Leicester is still waiting for the money from Liverpool for that guy, and he's played in their first team. So
yeah,
it's that interesting thing. Like, I think Monga's made the right choice. They've always been sniffing around him.
I think at 16, yes, you make the right choice, because to move to another country. And yeah, like Tom said about Hamza, I mean, no disrespect to Leicester, what sort of player would Hamza have been if at 18 he'd gone to one of the big European clubs? Because they teach them differently to how we do. But just somebody said there, why go and sit on the bench? Or did Sancho? Oh no, was it not Sancho? Who were we to talk about? Bellingham. Did he go and sit on the bench?
No. I think the one thing in Germany is it's a better league for getting first team football. It's like Kate Yates last night. I did watch most of that Leeds Everton game.
Just to interrupt, I want to just say to Andreas, who again, Andreas, please lend me your crystal ball, because you commented on this show before it even went live, saying he's not going. What we do here, we report on comments. If you were to subscribe to the Facebook page or you follow me on Twitter, you'll see these links and stories go up, and it says on there where they've come from. Now, if you don't do that, and if you comment on something before we've had a chance to come on here and explain, how do you know he's not going anywhere? So you've got that comment there. So it sounds to me like you're saying that, oh, he'll be with us until whenever. If you bothered to watch the show before you wrote, we're saying that they're interested to sign him and move over when he's... No, it does annoy me. It does annoy me when people... It's like people comment on the headline without reading the story. The headlines are always designed to create interest. I never say anything is fact. It's all news, rumours and gossip. That's what it is. Look, can I just say, what does it say there? Can you see that there, Wayne? Rumours, news, gossip. So
Sorry, it doesn't say 100% fact then?
No, maybe I should put that for Andreas. Then maybe, sorry, Andreas, but I'm sorry, it's not just you, it's other people as well. This guy, look, we had Jamie Vardy. He was one-off. No, there's very few players out there these days that are one club teams, one club player. Sorry, you don't get an Alex Ferguson or an Arsene Wenger where a manager stays at a club for that long anymore. That was then. We're different times now. I am sure if you'd have said to David Beckham when he broke through into the Manchester United first team, he'll never leave the club. He'll be staying. He's Manchester United through and through. He's a Manchester lad, blah, 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 blah. Well, not Manchester lad, but a Manchester supporter. He'll never leave. Yeah, how did that work out? Do you know what I mean?
Exactly. Everybody moves on. And the thing is, all these top clubs, as Rob Tanner said, they've been watching Monga for the last couple of years. They've got scouts. They can afford to have scouts all over the place. And, even my customers have got grandsons or nephews. They get approached all the time. The scouts are watching all these, the 6 major teams in a county. They're all being watched.
I mean, if anybody follows football that has half a brain, they will know that we've got a good academy now. We've got it's like a 5. Let's be honest with you. I'm surprised it's not being sponsored by Hilton. It's a great academy, and we've got some great players coming through. This lad is the top of the pile. A couple of years ago, Alves was top of the pile. And I'm sure Aluko and Page will all come through and be top of the pile. Of course, clubs are looking at them. Like you say, they go into the training matches, they go into the under-18s and what have you, because that they want to see him. Now, do you remember when we sold Alan Smith? He went to Arsenal, and Arsenal, it was a season we got relegated. I think we'd already lost Gary Lineker, and he went to Arsenal, who then loaned him back to us for the rest of the season. Now, I'm sure, although I said at the start, maybe we won't get any money now, but if we are going to be maturing this player until he's 18, and let's be honest with you, that's quite sensible from the clubs because he's that much older, that much more mature. At 16, are you ready to leave home and move to another country, no friends, no family? Or those clubs maybe say, well, bring your family with you, bring your dad with you or whatever. But with Alan Smith, as I say, he was loaned back to us for the rest of the season, so they could easily have signed him or signed him. Say, look, we'll sign him yours for a couple of years. We'll pay whatever fee sort of thing for a couple of years. We'll take him off your hands at 18. I would be happy with a couple of years of this guy.
Yeah, it's like Buena not coming to Leicester, so Brighton signed him, put him straight out on loan. We've signed players, haven't we, and put them out straight out on loan to the Championship. It's a great thing. And the good thing about this Monga thing is they got him signed, as Tom said earlier, the 2-year deal. So, like Tom said, it's not going to be a Trainione where we've got a pants pulled down situation. Yeah. So I think the club have done really well. And the bottom line is, if you get somebody, like Tom says, on the Bellingham level, they've got a trajectory. And no matter what club they're at, whether we love our club and we love the fact that, he's got a trajectory. If we're a part of it for 1, 2, 3, 4 years, then let's take advantage of that.
Yes. And also, look, I do honestly think that the guy's football will be progressed more at a club like Barcelona or Real Madrid than at a Leicester. Yeah. He'll be playing at a higher level. He'll be playing in the Champions League. He'll then, by then, probably be in the England team. But he'll also have had some of that roughness taken away from him. What we see now is a young 16-year-old who gets on the pitch and goes, I'm having this. I'm good. You may have booed me, whatever, and all that, but I'm having this. And he goes on and he doesn't care. We see Mavididi and Fatawu, who are that little bit older, and they kind of, they've had that roughness rubbed off them. But I think when you're like this is the best time to have him. He's not scared. He goes for it. He's not got, we've not now got Ruud van Nistelrooy saying to him, oh, don't go too far upfield, if you go to this point, turn around and come back. He hasn't got that. He's that roughness and that hunger. So we've got him, I honestly believe, at the best time.
Yeah, and I think with Lamar, I think Barcelona is the sort of club that they do, if you're a generational talent, they will allow you to thrive.
Yes.
And I do think that's my question to Leicester. So you've got the concern over is the fact that he's still growing and will he get like significant injuries if his bones are still growing? But he is a man and he plays like a man. And not only that, he's not like, so the criticism of Mavididi is step over, step over, step over, never takes a man on. Step over, step over, step over. How many goals have you got this season? Or how many goals will you get? Will you get over? But Monga, he's got an end product. He passes. He does like double step overs. He does double feints. He does single feints. He's got every. And one thing with Monga, when you watch him live, his spatial awareness of where he is and other players is next level. That's a real sort of Bellingham. And you don't want to mention me and brother talking about Messi and Ronaldo. He has got that much spatial awareness around him. That I honestly do think I would consider, I'm not a betting man, I'd consider putting a bet on for him to get 15 goals this season.
Hey, I might take you up on our new partner, BetMate.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Exactly. You're not losing money to the bookies, we're losing it to one another. Can I just say,
I led you into that, Chris.
You did. You were the Monga to my Jordan Ayew. You crossed it over and I nodded it in. Had to say, messing about with my hat there, and I've got to very much thank Jim, our American presenter, who was all the way over from America. Wayne had a few days with him, and he came down yesterday with Tom, Mr. Frozen Balls, who's joining us later on a different show. And he was a lovely, lovely guy. Now I take the piss out of Americans because they're American. The only reason that Americans are on the planet is to have the piss taken out of them. And I can say that because I know he's not watching because he's in London at the moment. But just to interject at this point, I'm going to actually, because I want to, if I can, if it'll allow me, there we go. Those, just put it up today on social media. Those are all the 25-26, well, let's hope promotion winning team there, all our presenters. And yes, Wayne, you have got glasses on. And yes, I do know you don't wear glasses, but the only picture I've got of you that you sent me has got you wearing glasses.
I'm sorry, Chris. Am I shadow boxing or?
I know. I looked at that and I'm like, he's looking for a fight there, you know. But no, that's just a bit of fun for everybody to have a look at later. Look, so let me say this then, Wayne. If you're Leicester and they come, you come in for you get a knock on the door and it's Mr. Barcelona and he's coming in and he says, look, I'm going to give you £50 million for this guy, and we'll pay you for the next 2 years to look after him and nurture him. When he's 18, he'll move over and join us. Would you say, no, sorry, we're not interested? Right, you can negotiate on the price, but would you say, no, we're not interested? Or yes, go and talk to him. And I think his dad's his agent, I'm not sure. Go and talk to them, see what you do. And and we'll have 2 years out of him. If he gets injured, there's insurances and what have you. But would you accept that?
You always produce these really difficult hypothetical situations, don't you, Chris?
Oh, that's my job. That's my job, Wayne.
No, you're thinking, well, that's one below. What an interesting hypothetical situation. I'd say you'd probably say yes, because, I mean, here's the question. Do you think that Monga will be here when he's 19 or 20? I think on his current trajectory, no. The only thing that's stopping him is the managerial club saying, let's be careful with him if he's still growing. But like we said in the post-match, if you're getting man of the match coming on in 57 minutes as a substitute, what does that tell you?
It tells me that I don't know whether you actually said yes or no there.
I would say yes.
Yeah.
I would say yes.
And I know somebody's going to come to me and go, well, he's worth more than that. He's going to be worth 70, 80 million. Oh, possibly he is. No, possibly he could be, the way that football's going. But also we could have a drop in them, like the housing market was going up and up and up. And eventually it crashed. That could happen with football. If we're getting paid and getting some interest on that money, that's basically we're getting a player for free almost, because he'll probably be paying his wages. But let's say it all goes a little bit tits up this season, presuming it hasn't done already, and we end up in League One. Then you might Barcelona and those might be thinking, oh, then you get somebody like a Birmingham coming in and saying, we'll give you 20 million.
That's true. The thing is, Monga is on that trajectory. I think only injury will stop that trajectory. I think he's that special. So I think that I would take it, Chris, because he will move on. I think with the academy as well, he's got a lot of mates at Leicester as well, hasn't he?
Yeah.
He's mates with Page and Evans and all those. And it's a great place for him to learn. But I do think that's a really interesting, and I do think Leicester would probably say we'll take it, because there's another 15-year-old playing for the under-21s at the minute. So it seems like we've got a real good conveyor belt of people coming through.
I did question with Craig a while ago, like, have we wasted money building this, amazing training facility? But like you're saying, the easiest analogy is, you plant a flower, it's not going to come through for at least 12 months, and you've got to wait for these things to grow and get better. And we're now seeing the effort we put into setting Seagrave up. We're now seeing the fruits of that, and hopefully that's not just a one-off, and it will just carry on now. But I just think, for me, hello, Mr. Seagull's back. I just think, for me, that this makes sense as a deal. I mean, there's nothing to say that we can't sell him now. I know he signed a contract with us. What are football contracts worth? You might as well write them on loo papers and write your arse with them. They're not worth the paper they're written on. But all it means is that we're not going to lose him for nothing, or it go to a tribunal. But we could still, Manchester City could still come in for him. I don't think this is a player that will also go and just sit on the bench.
No, it won't. It's like, how much did we get for Maddison? 40, was it? How much? 30. What, if Barcelona are willing to give us 50 million? I mean, when's the last time we played with Mahrez, the last person over 50 million? Fofana to Chelsea. But I mean, as ludicrous as it sounds, you could say it might be worth 100 million, but you also want to be fair to the player. I mean, if they say that deal, if they say we'll sign him now, 50 million, look after him for 2 years, we'll get the benefit of him for 2 years.
Yeah.
There will be loads of other players coming through, because weren't we all gobsmacked at the depth of young talent coming through? We used to rave about, Harvey Barnes, he's a local Leicester lad. Luke Thomas, Andy Chowdhury. But once every 2 or 3 years, we've got shitloads of people coming through.
We have. It's not necessarily as good as we thought it was going to be. And funny enough, join us at 7 o'clock, everybody, going across the bottom there for the Foxes Forum. And it's basically, the show there is the honeymoon over? All this, we were starting out 4-0, 5-0, 6-0 wins. We're going to easily get into the top. Yes, you may hide your face in shame, young Wayne. We're going to finish in the top 2, even with the points deduction. How are you feeling now about those comments? Tell us at 7 o'clock. Come on the show and tell us at 7 o'clock, where we're live with Tom, Craig, and Dave. Look, these shows are always just short looks. They're not sort of in-depth things. I don't believe on doing an hour and a half show on a rumour. When it's rumours, they're just going to be these sort of... We really should call it the 6 o'clock news, shouldn't we? But I'm sorry, if the money's there, I would jump at it and I would snap their hands off.
Yeah, money, and also being fair to the player and his trajectory as well.
Yeah, and like I say, 18, and those clubs will... when you're in a different country and you're younger like that, they'll probably say, right, especially if his dad's his manager, come over. Let's be honest with you, they'll probably give him a house, a car, a maid, and a garden.
As a young lad, I mean, if you've got Barcelona scouting you at Seagrave, it's surreal, isn't it, Chris? I mean, you know what I mean?
It is, but it can all go wrong very quickly.
Yeah.
One injury. And how often have we said Ricardo, James Justin, after an injury, they were never the same again. Then you got the likes of Wout Faes and Yannick Vestergaard, who were never the same in the first place. But
not to mention Ricardo's injury, you always have to get that one in there, Chris.
and give my love child Wout Faes a mention. But you know what I mean? And Ndidi, it was the other one I couldn't think of. I know he's gone now, but all of those, we always said, got an injury, he was never the same. And Alves, we could have, this conversation we're having now, we could have had 2 or 3 years ago about Alves. I've not been impressed with him. I wasn't impressed with him against Huddersfield, and he got taken off at half time. Excuse me.
Yeah, same as Braybrook, Chris. The trajectory's completely changed.
Yeah. So you sometimes have to, and it will upset a lot of fans, but let's have 2 years of the guy, and like I say, 2 years when he's there and he's open, and he's not restricted. That's the best years, isn't it?
And you imagine, like, you've got Seagrave, and then you got, okay, so Barcelona want to pay 50 million. We can have him for 2 years. You're thinking, that's success. That's success, isn't it?
Yeah. And just to say that no matter how much you love your home team club, loyalty doesn't exist. Wayne Rooney, you cut him in half, and it says Everton through him like a stick of rock. First chance he went off to Manchester United. So I hope this doesn't happen, but in a kind of way, I wouldn't be disappointed if it did. Like I say, having those 2 years with him still here makes a huge, big difference.
Yeah, Chris, and where we are, that's not a bad position to be in, is it?
No, and I think if you're talking about a club like Barcelona or Real Madrid, you've got to be talking big bucks.
Yeah, because they don't mind spending the money if they think a player's worth it. Exactly.
Oh, just as we're about to leave, a twat from Twitch comes in, but welcome along, twat. It's always popping in. If you want lots of followers on any Twitch channel, these are the guys to go to. I'm sure they won't rip you off at all. Wayne, thank you very much, young man. And I will see you, if not before, I will see you on Friday.
Yes, mate.
Whatever it is we do on Friday, the back pages, when we will probably be talking the same story again, but in more detail.
With fresh twists on it, Chris.
Oh, you need a fresh twist. I'd still be married if I'd had fresh twists, I'll tell you. But that's just my thing. If you're watching, thanks very much. These shows, like I say, are always quick, short news shows. Thank you very much. Like, subscribe, click that notification bell. If you're watching on catch up, get your comments in below. Comment now you've seen the programme. Comment now you've heard what the discussion is about. Now you can comment and actually know what you're talking about. A football fan commenting and not knowing what they're talking about? Never. That would never happen. And if you're listening on your favourite podcast platform, thank you very, very much for lending me your ears. Wayne, thank you very much, sir. It's been a pleasure as always. I'll see you soon. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you at 7 o'clock. Good night.
Thanks for watching. These videos are tremendous. You better like them too, or I'll be back.
This podcast is proud to be part of the TalkSport Fan Network.
TalkSport. Powered by fans.
That will conclude this evening's entertainment.